Welcome, friends, and namaste. So today you need some props that we don't always have. Two tennis balls would work. These are yoga therapy tuna balls. I love them. They were worth the 15 bucks. I've used them so much. But if you don't have something like this, or a rad roller, I think makes one, two tennis balls in a sock tied in so they stay together works wonders. And then you may or may not need a harder surface that has a little bit of a lift up off of the floor. This is actually one of the only applications I like the shorter blocks. The tall ones are a little too tall for me. That may work for you. We'll try different things. But although, this is also, if you had a thick hard-covered book, that would work as well. And I have used that. I don't have these at home. So anyway, click pause, grab your props, come back, click start. And then we're gonna go ahead and come right on down onto our backs. Have those props kind of up off to the top back side of your mat, roll on down. And then once you get down to the ground, before we move into the work of the neck, go ahead and just let your arms come out, let your feet walk wide, and let's take a couple of windshield wipers just to kind of gently move the body and start to coax the body into that state of being able to relax. Sometimes if we just hit pause and, we try to stop and still everything immediately, that's not entirely effective if our nervous system is kind of ramped up. So gentle movement, I find incredibly helpful. You might turn your head the opposite direction just to start to play with the muscles of the neck. The next time your knees are to the right, pause, let the head turn to the left if that's okay. And then this is not this is an incredibly gentle adjustment, but I'm gonna bring my left hand to my outer right forehead. Pardon me. And I'm gonna let my left knee and my lower body have that weight over to the right. And I'm gonna really just gently pull. And it's not just pulling down, I kind of lengthen my forehead towards the left side of the room and breathe into that. Don't do anything too harsh with the neck here. Bring that left arm out wide, bring everything up to center. As the knees move to the left, let them hang there, let them have weight there. Head turns to the right, your right hand comes up. And again, it's just gonna come onto the part of the forehead that's facing the sky, which is the left. And I'm not pulling straight down like I'm trying to slam my head down to the ground or anything. I'm kind of lengthening the forehead away over to the right side of the room. And then, breathe into that. And if the neck freezes and seizes up, then this is not the move that's going to help your neck. You gotta, with the neck, I think it's incredibly important to find places where you can live where the neck says, I'm okay with this. Let the arm reach out, let everything come back up to center. Go ahead and walk the feet in, bring the right knee in towards the chest. Pardon me, I still have some of that congestion. And let the low back round. Bring that right foot down, bring the left leg in, hug it in and round. Keep the left knee in and bring the right knee up. Go ahead and circle your knees together. And opposite direction. And then circle the opposite directions. They be out away from each other, move forward, right, together into the chest again. And then go ahead and move the other direction. And put those feet down on the ground and then grab those balls, whatever balls you're working with, and just try it without any surface, right? We're going to try a couple of versions and find out which one feels effective. So right where your skull and your neck come together, it's called the occiput, right? You're going to bring those balls in so they're on either side of your neck spine. And just let go and let the head come down. Now, for a lot of us, the back of the head will start to come towards the ground. The balls will kind of move down and in, and they don't stay on that occiput, and there's not a lot of pressure. So if you feel plenty, and that's a great place for you, great. But if you feel like you could want to try another version, bring in that shorter surface first. And same thing, bring your head in, bring the balls, bring your head in, bring those balls in at the occiput. And with this kind of upward pushing of the head, right, we can kind of bring their weight and bring it right down onto that occiput area, the occiput area and the pulse. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place today. And then if you wanted to try the higher block, you could try that. I'm not going to do that with you because I already know that is way too far for this neck, my neck, to be pushed into flexion. It's not comfortable, right, for me. So again, find the one that works for you and then settle in and just let your head have its full, I always say 13-pound bowling ball weight, right? Because that's about how heavy the head is. You can extend your legs out to straight, or you might just walk them wide and let the knees gently lean in. And first, that's it, right? We're just letting the pressure, and you have 2 pressure points there, by the way. And that is not from Marma points from yoga, although there are Marma points, and I'm not sure, there might be some there. But this is from acupressure work. So just the softer you are, the more pressure the ball is put into that spot. Now, stillness might be the name of the game for you. You might let your head just really gently move a little right, center, left center. Find a pace that works, but I'll always encourage a slower pace because that encourages the body to move into the parasympathetic system, the rest and digest. And you might get bigger with that motion. Usually I don't have to go very far, nor do I want to. Again, I don't want the neck to get to a point where it feels like it has to really hold on and protect me, because that defeats the purpose of what we're doing if the neck muscles are tense the whole time. I won't say it defeats the purpose. You could get more benefit if they weren't contracted, right? And then go ahead and finish that, whatever it is that's happening for you, whatever movement or stillness you're creating. And then come back to center. And we're going to try to move down just a little bit. You can do that a couple of ways. You can just slide your whole body back and try to move a little further down the neck. And again, if you need to ever adjust your height, remove a block, put in a block, you do. Right? And so now we're not on the occiput, we're just, I don't know, maybe an inch down, if even from the occiput. My body is neither constructive rest or in corpse pose. And I pause for a few moments. And I might stay and just be still on these blocks with the pressure. I might really gently rock from side to side. Go ahead and maybe another breath. And then meet you back in stillness in the center. And then we're going to try and go even a little further. So again, you can move the block in, the balls down, or you can move your body back. That's really up to you, or a combination thereof for that matter. So now we're probably about mid-neck or so. And when you lay on it, assuming it feels comfortable enough, the back of the head, the top of the skull starts to move gently back and down, right? And again, if it feels like too much on the block, then you just remove the block and you come down to the ground. You can find a smaller something in between the two that we're working with too, of course. When I don't use a block, sometimes depending on the sensitivity of my neck, I feel like I need just a little more pressure, but if I get too high up, then it just feels like it's kind of jacking my spine into awkward positions, right? And if you want to do that gentle movement of the head, right center, left center, add it in, slow and gentle. And when I start to move down here, I do feel like I can move a little further in. Again, I'm telling you what my body does, but that doesn't mean it's the right way or the only way to do it. But you might get just a little bigger with that twist now that we're not so close to the skull. And you might not. And come on back to center. And then we're going to do one more spot. So now we're going to try to get to that spot that is directly where I'll say the upper back and the neck meet, right? Somewhere right in that area. And again, play with, is that better on the block, off the block, a higher block? I don't know. You do you. First, just soften down into it. Let the body get used to it. Let the body soften onto the ball. You can stay right there and just do stillness. Sometimes I do. And sometimes I bring in that rocking motion. You're not lifting up the weight of the skull. You're simply rocking the head from right to left. And come on back to center. And we could go down the whole spine like that, by the way, but remove the blocks and just pause for a moment and try to find, wherever it is on the back of your skull where your neck feels like it's in its natural curve. And that's going to be different for every body. Right? So I have some videos where there are jaw rolling out, right? You could turn onto your side right now with the block and the ball and roll out your jaw. There are so many ways you could go with it. You keep going down your spine. So if you have the time and this is feeling beneficial, please keep using the balls and rolling out your body. For my friends who only had this certain amount of time, let's just end here on the floor by bringing our hands together in front of our chest. Don't lift the head. Please don't lift the head. Let the neck muscles be soft. And just simply say, maybe inwardly, right, or to me, namaste.